Hi everybody, thank you very much. Thank you Arjun and Katya and HFN and everyone. I think this is the most wonderful event I've attended this year yet, because I think this encapsulates the essence of what should be, which is the mutual essence of entrepreneurs and investors needing the entrepreneurs just as much or even more so than the entrepreneurs need the resources that investors bring. So באמת כל הכבוד. A little bit about Maverick. So before Maverick, some may know us from the Tel Aviv Angel Group, which we ran for several years. Tel Aviv Angel Group used to invest in very, very early stage companies. We invested in 6 companies and sold 5 of the 6 companies, including the first company which we invested in, which was the first Israeli company sold to Google. And then we decided, we had significant track record and decided to set up a small fund. And we decided to not raise money from any institutionals, but only from private individuals. So each person has a $1 million ticket. So you could be the wealthiest person or someone a bit less wealthy and still be equal. And the thought behind it was that we want everyone as involved as possible in helping all the companies. So we are a very active fund that once we get involved in a company, we try to be as active as possible with the different people that compose the fund, and I'll explain a little bit. So we're 4 partners here in Israel, plus the 20-odd investors that are around the world that are pretty active in terms of at least information. They're aware of what's going on with the companies every so often and try to be helpful where they can with their connections and know-how and so on. We're 4 people, as I mentioned, here on the ground in Israel. All of them come from abroad. Eric Sirkin is our head of technology. He has a PhD from Berkeley. He was head of engineering, senior director of engineering at Apple. Recently moved to Israel. Basically, he knows every technology that we've seen to date, more or less, and not necessarily in depth, but he comes from coding and serious things. Joe Rabbi, who is our head of operations, his background is in finance. Initially, he was in entrepreneurial services at EY, and then he set up Sunshine Suites in New York, which was the first known shared office space business that catered to over 5,000 companies. So he was very active in all the operational part of it. I myself founded the Angel Group, as I mentioned. I come from a mixed law business background, but I'm not a lawyer. And Michel, who comes from the financial world, and he comes from Brazil. So, as mentioned, we have presence. The investors range from South America a lot to North America, Canada, of course, Australia, South Africa, and different places in Europe. That's basically it. All of us were entrepreneurs in the past. We all know what it's like to pay electricity, to have to fire people because you don't have the resources to do well, and realize that a lot of it is luck and nothing more than luck. We're very happy to see any of the companies that are here and others as well. What we now focus on is what we call late early stage companies, meaning we do larger investments than we used to do in the past. We do investments that range from about $1 to $3 million. We've done 3 investments since inception. We just started operation in the beginning of this year. We could find out more, of course, about us and apply and so forth on maverick.vc. We look for companies that have, as Avi said earlier, which we connect to a lot, people that are fully engaged into the company, people who are working elsewhere, and of course there are always reasons why people need to work elsewhere. We won't invest in. We only invest in people that are fully committed to the companies. Everyone on the team is fully committed to the company. The general mindset is that they will do the company with or without us. And that's basically it. And to show you how much we are for entrepreneurs, I will finish ahead of time just to give you another minute back of your own time. Thank you so much.